was really nervous about bioart just because I didn't know what it was going to be, and when we looked up the course, we could only find one other class in the nation that was teaching it, so we didn't really feel like we had a lot to stem from, so I'd say I was really nervous.
I think it made me as a science teacher really focus on, what are the non-negotiables of each individual piece of subject matter that the kids need to know. In a traditional classroom, I would have, this lab or this activity to teach these 5 minute details of evolution, or these, this little portion of ecology, or this little piece of mitosis. So I guess it forced me to sit down and really go, okay, at the end of this project that we're going to do, what do kids need to know about mitosis, or need to know about protein synthesis in order for me to feel good about what I was doing in the class biology-wise. So I guess it just made me really zoom in and hone in on what exactly does each student need to be able to leave here with content-wise. And I think the art worked well to complement that, because some kids that would have never engaged in that lab or those activities or that reading passage engaged because of the artwork. They didn't realize that they were engaging in the biology portion of it, even though they were.
Okay, my general reflection would be that I was surprised and happy with how our projects actually developed. I think with each project that we did, we got better and better, which makes us excited for the future, because we hope that that trend can continue, and with our strongest project that we can, like I said, get stronger with each one. It's neat to see the students now, and they are in biology, and it does make you feel good when they're like, oh, we miss you. It was such a surprise to know that biology and art actually fit together.
And that's so funny that they were like, we miss you so much. At the beginning of the course, a lot of the kids were, I didn't think they would be, but they were like anti-art.
Oh yeah.
They were
really struggling with it just because it was so new. And I think when you're in science mode, you're ready to just get after it, and yet we're asking them to do things that really stretch them out of their comfort zone. Okay, so in one word, how would you describe bioart? Any order.
Creative.
Inspirational.
Exciting.
Interesting. Amazing.
So elaborate a little more on interesting, like good interesting, bad interesting.
Good. Like, it was very, never really knew what was going to happen. You just did it.
It was like an eye-opening experience to art for me, because I really started not doing much art, but then it like sparked an interest in me, and I wanted to do it more and improve on what I could do.
It was also interesting because you never know like what project would come next, like because they're so different from each other. We learn different things every time.
Like drawing, painting, clay, just doing different stuff. You never knew what was next.
Yeah, I agree. I found it really interesting. I liked like when we did like paintings and like you taught us like different aspects of it, I guess. Yeah.
It's also interesting how you combine biology, like all the terms and stuff, into what we're painting or making with clay.
So tell us something that you learned about in biology.
In biology, I learned more about the cell organelles and like their specific job, which we did in a painting project where as a group we would make a whole painting, and each person would have their own individual organelle and would paint it and contribute it to the group.
I learned about mutation and how mutation like starts, like how it has nitrogen bases and phosphate, and it tied that in with our Clay for Cancer project and how we had to create out of clay a construction of what mutation looks like.
So when bioart started, were you guys confident as artists?
No, I was not. Like, I never had an interest in art, but then after it, I like started drawing more, and like now I signed up for more art classes.
I'm kind of with Alejandra. Like, I never had like a passion for art or even for biology, but for art, when it's just you get to put your own kind of twist into what you make, and I like that part.
I think like when I went into bio art, I was definitely confident because I do have a passion for art, but it definitely does challenge you in good ways. So I guess I did.
The advice that I'd give the underclassmen would be not to give up. There's a lot of things in that class that are challenging, but you just have to stick with it and not give up, and you'll be fine. And if there was a class, I would take it because I love that class and it really showed me what I could do, and I learned a lot.
Okay, so do you think biology and art are a good combination? If so, why? And if not, why not? And what would you substitute it with?
I think that the combination of biology and art at first didn't sound like it would go together because I didn't understand how like painting and then the ecosystem would go together. But as time went on, you'd understand how they go together because they'd have a lesson for biology and then they'd create like a project to go with what we were learning.
I definitely think it was a really good combination because when I would be taking a test or I'd be taking the ECA that I just took, I would think about the biology requirements in this project, but also the art aspect of it would give me something to visually look off of because I'm definitely a visual learner, and it helped me towards my goal of meeting my requirements.
Going into that class, I was really, I had no confidence in my drawing whatsoever. And so, I was afraid that, my drawing skills would affect my biology skills because, I was already scared of biology itself, and going into drawing, I was even terrified more about it. So, going into that class, I was scared, but as, I kept going and, learning more and then seeing how, art was, tied into biology, it, all made sense, and then I grew more confident.